Oda Nobunaga was a powerful lord, or daimyo, during the Sengoku, or Warring States period, of Japan, going from humble beginnings as the son of a small lord of a small province to a unifier of Japan. He is regarded as one of the greatest military leaders of Japan, if not the world. This presentation will explain why. Nobunaga was born on June 23, 1534. During his later childhood and into his early and middle teens, Nobunaga gained a reputation as acting bizarrely or foolishly, garnering the nickname the Big Fool of Owari. However, this allowed Nobunaga to act, for a time, without political repercussions. This facade and its effects solidified when Nobunaga made an outrageous display at his father's funeral. Soon after, Nobunaga was able to manipulate the Shugo of Owari to do his bidding. He then put down rebellions by his uncle and brother. Following that, Nobunaga reunified his clan and continued to manipulate the Shugo of Owari to make peace with other daimyos and expand his power base to all of Owari province. Soon after, he ousted the Shugo of Owari after discovering the Shugo planning to have him eliminated. Then, in 1560, with only about 3,000 men, Nobunaga was able to defeat the army of Imagawa Yoshimoto, which numbered about 40,000 at the Battle of Okehazama. Knowing that his force was too weak to face Yoshimoto head-on, Nobunaga instead set up a camp nearby and filled it with a large number of straw dummies wearing leftover helmets amid an array of flags. During this time, Yoshimoto was busy celebrating a recent victory with his men. While celebrating, a thunderstorm rose up suddenly, forcing the Imagawa troops to seek shelter. This allowed for Nobunaga to finish arraying his troops for battle and, when the rain finally let up, charged into the camp and killed Yoshimoto so quickly that before his death, Yoshimoto believed a brawl had broken out amongst his men. Nobunaga's next move came when a neighboring lord, Saito Yoshitatsu, died suddenly from illness. Yoshitatsu's son, Tatsuoki, succeeded his father, but was an ineffectual leader. Nobunaga took advantage of Tatsuoki's political weakness and, after convincing many of Saito's retainers to defect, Nobunaga besieged Inabayama Castle. After the castle fell, Nobunaga exiled Tatsuoki and changed the name of the castle and surrounding town to Gifu and made it his seat of power. He also established the Tenkafubu Seal, which read all the world by force of arms. This act fully dissolved his foolish persona and drew the ire of several powerful daimyo. With his facade dissolved, Nobunaga needed allies and so arranged a marriage between his sister Oichi and the daimyo of the Azai clan Nagamasa. Soon after, Nobunaga was approached by Ashikaga Yoshiaki, the former shogun's brother, to remove the current puppet shogun from power. On his way to Kyoto, Nobunaga had to contend with the Rokaku clan, but was able to drive them from their castles. Upon his arrival in Kyoto, Nobunaga was forced to drive the Miyoshi clan from the city. Yoshiaki was then made the next shogun of Japan, but quickly found that he too was just a puppet shogun for Nobunaga. This angered Yoshiaki and led him to establish an anti-Nobunaga alliance. The Asakura clan, jealous of Nobunaga's success concerning Yoshiaki, who they had also protected, were the first to join the alliance. When Nobunaga marched on the Asakura clan, Nagamasa, who had married Oichi, broke his alliance with Nobunaga and with the Iko-Iki dealt a serious blow to Nobunaga. Even so, with the help of Ieyasu Tokugawa, Nobunaga was able to defeat the Asakura Azai alliance. Angered by the Iko-Iki action during his fight with the first anti-Nobunaga alliance, Nobunaga set out to exterminate the rebels. He first attacked them at the Inryakuji monastery where 3,000 to 4,000 non-combatants were killed. His next target was Nagashima, where he suffered heavy losses. Finally, he besieged the Ishiyama Honganji. The siege lasted 11 years and ended when Nobunaga set fire to the monastery, killing about 10,000 non-combatants. Soon, Nobunaga drew the attention of the Takeda clan. This attention resulted in the Battle of Nagashino between the Takeda clan, Nobunaga's own Oda clan, and Nobunaga's allied Tokugawa clan. Nobunaga and Ieyasu feared the Takeda cavalry despite their superior numbers. Nobunaga made use of a small supply of arquebuses by having his men form 3 lines wherein one line would fire, drop back, and reload, allowing the next line to move forward and fire, then repeat the process. This, along with the need for the cavalry to wade a river, resulted in more than 10,000 casualties for the Takeda and less than 60 for Nobunaga. After the fall of the Takeda came the Takeda's greatest rival, Uesugi Kenshin. Kenshin was considered by most to be the greatest general of the era. Nobunaga's forces, underestimating Kenshin, charged forward. Kenshin then ordered the floodgates opened, and the ensuing current caused the losses of more than 1,000 Oda soldiers. On June 21st, 1582, 2 days before his 49th birthday, Nobunaga was betrayed by one of his generals, Akechi Mitsuhide. Nobunaga, having ordered Mitsuhide to march and assist Toyotomi Hideyoshi on his campaign in Bichu province, remained behind at the temple of Honnoji with only a few attendants and personal guards. Not wanting to be disgraced by being captured, Nobunaga instead decided to commit. Following the death of Nobunaga, Nobunaga's most loyal general, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, turned his focus onto Mitsuhide, and, at the Battle of Yamazaki, Mitsuhide was killed a mere 11 days after his coup. Toyotomi Hideyoshi, who started as little more than a sandal bearer, would then go on to unify Japan despite never achieving the title of shogun, the military ruler of Japan. Even so, Hideyoshi's reign lasted only about 10 years before he succumbed to illness. After his death from illness, Hideyoshi was succeeded by Ieyasu Tokugawa, a staunch ally of Nobunaga. Eventually, Ieyasu did achieve the title of shogun and founded the Tokugawa shogunate that began the Edo period of Japan. Having ended the Sengoku period, the Tokugawa shogunate would be the de facto power of Japan for over 250 years until the Meiji Restoration. So, despite his early demise, Oda Nobunaga was not only able to go from being a fool who controlled a small portion of a small province to controlling more than half of the provinces of Japan, even inspiring his men to carry on without him to eventually take full control of Japan and end nearly 150 years of civil war that defined the Sengoku era of Japan.